Okay, welcome back. Honorary Special Advisor to the Governor on Creative Industry, Prince Idomaset Ituen, is with me. And before we went on that break, I did say is when we come back, we are going to talk about the semi-literates, the people. You know, somebody said something the other day. A graduate now goes, after graduating, goes back to being an apprentice to a man who didn't finish primary school. And this could be a challenge.
Yes, it's a big challenge.
It's going to be a challenge. So how do you intend to address this?
Okay, first I did mention the fact that we are going to restructure the educational system in relation to creativity and innovation. So once this is done, that man you'll be seeing by the roadside, that shoe mender, must have already undergone some tutelage in the creativity and innovation clubs. So he knows actually what he's coming to do. He knows that he will need to do a design that people want to pay for. He understands the fact that one design can sell 10,000 pieces of shoes. So you understand. So because what they are doing now, they just do one shoe, sell to somebody, try. They can have 100 designs, they make no money. But in the world of today, a good design, good one design, is enough
to give you
100,000. Yes. So that's it. So we will be able to see that because at least if you can't go to university, you'll be in primary, you'll be in secondary school. So if you are able to get into that level, we'll be able to also affect you. Then we are going to do training. You see, you don't need to be a graduate. You don't need to be completely literate to have an idea, because creativity is about idea. So we'll be able to tell them in your own sector, you have to begin to think differently. I'm sitting with a chair with a handle here. You can actually come with something different. For the fact that that thing is different and is new, people are going to pay for it. So, but most of furniture makers now, they look at the old designs and reproduce them. And this thing does not look new to people. So people don't feel they can actually pay. So the demand will not be high. So we will teach them, because like I said, you can learn creativity, you can be taught creativity. We will show them the starting block of creativity, the ability to disrupt and go different. So we will teach them, we will show them that even while you are trying to make a new seat like I'm sitting on, you can create a smaller version of it that's not as big as what I'm sitting on. And then you look at it, if it will be good looking and all that, you can actually test it. Can make a small seat for a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old that you are intending to make for a big parlor. So we will teach them that these ideas can actually be tested through models and prototypes. It's going to be training. So you don't need to be a graduate to be able to disrupt, to be able to come with an idea that can earn you money, to be able to be curious about situations. So there will be a lot of sensitization, there will be a lot of training programs. Will be able to affect our people, and you will see some of them trying to be different. And once they become different from the normal, it means that idea and creativity is at work.
Okay, so I was going to ask. I don't know whether it's too early to ask you. How would the Ibom Science Park have been of benefit to your industry if it were up? And now that it's not up, how will you be able to factor yourself into it to the extent that that idea will become viable to the government?
Well, I'm slightly disturbed because if you look at the trend around the globe today, you'll see that the small and medium scale industries actually thriving in digital environment. If Ibom Science Park was up, it means that we would have moved a whole lot of our people who are into this creative industry into the digital environment. But well, we may not need to wait for the park to be up, the Ibom Science Park to be up. What I am suggesting, that I'm proposing to the government, is to set up what we call creativity and innovation ops. These are working spaces, these are spaces that will equip people within that sector with the tools to be able to apply their skills. So and they already have seen some few creative and innovation hubs being set up by young people. I will encourage government to fund them, because that is where ideas can come together to become design, to become product, to become services, and to make money. So if that science park was up, I would have quickly said that we'll run a program that will push a whole lot of our people already in the creative sector into the digital environment. It would be easy and seamless for our students. But now that is not up, all our existing business in the creative industry, we will look at the possibility of moving them into digital environment. Once you move the SMEs into the digital environment, they become small and medium scale digital enterprises. It means that they will make money by selling from their shop physically. They will also make money by selling from their shop virtually.
Oh, okay.
Virtually. So what will happen now is, if you are not literate enough to be able to use the virtual devices, that's why we are going to train a whole lot of other young people who are also smart enough to be able to connect those who are not skilled enough. But if you are literate to the point that we can give you the skill, we will give you the skill to be able to thrive in the digital environment. If you are not, we'll give you an accessory. This is somebody we are going to train to be able to move 20 businesses into to the digital environment. Even if you are not literate at all, and you are able to make things that people will want to pay for, or if you are using traditional leaves to do things, we can actually create an accessory and we'll equip the young person with the skill to be able to move your goods into the digital environment. Like you see Alibaba in China, he produces nothing. He's one of the richest in the world. What he does is to bring all the Chinese companies into one pool and open them up to the world. So you buy from the tax commission. So we will create that. It's just to train. Our people are very smart. We must be intentional about this. If you want to go into the creative industry, you must be intentional. You must set out some funds, and then you must set your targets. Like the UK government did this year, they said between now to 2030, they are going to generate 1 million jobs from the creative industry, and that they are putting 50 billion pounds. So you must be able to do that. And then I'm also proposing to the government to set up a center, because a lot of multilateral organizations will want to collaborate, but they want to collaborate with something that has a structure. So we are proposing a Akwa Ibom Creative Industry Coordination and Evidence Center. It's going to be data driven, where we will be able to assess the programs and the progress made within the sector against activities and other things we are planning to do. So my thinking is that once we are able to get some of these things done, either you will see the real effect in terms of value, because we are not going to do something we cannot show the effect. Take for example, for the existing the industry as it's existing now, we will be able to do a qualitative survey, which means we will collect data to know how many people are into fashion, how many are into films, music, all that, design. And then for the new set that we want to create, that's our most important target. How many of our people can we convert into go into fashion, that they will be able to make caps, underwears, and other things that seems that is not friendly with us. So that's it.
Okay, so Director, I'm sure you can put out the phone line so that Akwa Ibom people can ask questions about the creative industry. Honorary Special Advisor to the Governor, Pastor Moino, on creative industry, Prince Idomosiri Twain. Thank you. Now let's talk about time was in this country that we had vocational schools. Would your industry now bring back calls are already coming. Okay, bring back the vocational schools, albeit in a different name.
Well, they used to call it technical schools.
Technical schools.
I did one thing. That was like 3 weeks ago. I got an invitation to attend an exhibition at Government Technical School about during their anniversary. I think 57 or something anniversary.
Let's take this caller. Hello, so that you can. Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Okay, please do us a favor. Turn down the volume on your TV. You see, that's a problem. Watching themselves and talking at the same time, it causes hallmark. That's another innovation that digitization has brought. Okay, so talk to us.
Okay, thank you. I actually, I told my VP, my vice principal, who's also the head of IT and innovation in the school, to assemble a team to attend the exhibition. And we actually decided to go there with 3 products. One was a dismantable table. Another one was a shoe designed with a Quibum color in mind and with a good material and cost in mind. And the third one was an artwork, but this time a functional one that can be able to tell time and help you control your devices. So a team was actually set up and the design started, and we were able to put this together. And we arrived at the exhibition venue. What came from the technical schools? We just people putting zinc, putting iron upon iron. And one of our students asked, "What is the design? I want to see the design. What's your functionality? What problem do you intend to solve with your product?" You see, so the technical schools outlived their existence. We have moved to a digital age. So we need to rearrange that system properly and bring in subjects that are relevant to the world of today. One of them is called digital technology, and another one is called design and technology. This key subject will become the fulcrum of the new technological colleges, because I want that name technical to be changed. Technological colleges, where children will be able to look at problems.
Design colleges.
Yes, yes. So design solution to problems, because the real thing is for you to solve real world problems. So if you go to school and you are taught how to solve problems, and the problems are abstract, and then you are coming out to see real problems that if you solve will make money, but because we were not equipped with that skill to be able to solve real problems, it means that you have to look for a way to work, and where there is no work.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Yes, please, your name and where you're calling us from.
My name is Samson Akanuma. I'm calling from Eke.
Samson, talk to us.
Alright, sir. I've overheard the program, I've heard the man talking, and we've made a lot of sense. But I want to ask him one question.
Go ahead.
Is this creativity doing about people that have been out of school and looking for where to at least to upgrade their knowledge? Because I can remember when I was out of Ikorotura, I looked for where to have my IT. I couldn't find. The same thing happened to me during my degree program at UNOU. So I'm out of, they give us a certain time to look for where we can do IT. I also look for it in the whole of, you know what it could have done to me. So I think this idea and this vision should tackle the group of students like that. I graduated 4 years ago, and I believe a few people that are in that machine.
Okay, hold on. What did you study?
Electrical electronic technology.
Okay.
I graduated from university.
Okay.
I studied electrical and electronic engineering.
Okay.
That's the challenge I'm having.
Okay, just hold on. He's here to talk to us. You know, that's another thing. Talent without functionality.
Okay, ID would already we will address this issue. That's why I say I want to start from my state. Then from my state, it will affect Nigeria. Now, the design of those courses does not take the world of today into consideration. Because if it had taken the world of today into consideration, that young man would have been looking at trying to experiment his solution. because from that course of study, there are a whole lot of problems everywhere here. So he would have been looking at how to experiment one of his designs that can actually solve a particular problem. But then I did mention what we call creativity and innovation ops. We are not looking at building new places. We can convert existing buildings and then equip them with the tools that can help people, be able to connect and solve problems. Let's look at the project I said my children actually did. Artwork is in every home. People pay so much money for it. It's just on the wall.
Okay, just on the wall. Let's see. Please, can you just turn down the volume on your TV? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so just on the wall. So they now came out with the idea that can do something other than just standing on the wall. It can help to control TV, television, maybe you left this, that. So they started the design and it worked.
Really?
Yes.
The artwork
yes
becomes
a functional device. And they are going to put it on auction. So okay, take for example, he was actually looking for a way to do IT. Industrial attachment. Is it also industrial training?
Yeah, industrial training
after school. Like I said, we will create these ops where talented people, where people in such area will be able to have spaces to brainstorm and see if they can be able to come up with a solution to one problem or the other, if they will be able to make money. But most importantly, most of those people need to be retrained. Coming out of the university with the kind of
coming out of the university, let's see if we can.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Please, can you just turn down the volume on your TV?
Okay.
Good. Your name and where you're calling us from?
Okay.
I'm man of God.
You're a man of God. Where are you calling from?
I'm from Ibianibo.
Talk to us. Okay. All right, we'll talk to us then. I think it's
where did we stop?
Yeah, you were talking about your children looking for where to do the IT and so on.
Okay, so we will need to restructure what they're being taught, because what they're being taught has no real connection to real life situations. So they're mostly abstract. Okay, take for example computer science. A graduate of computer science coming out of the university, that's a big time course.
Yes.
That's a multi-million naira spinning course. But then the way it is taught in Nigeria, the boy is not equipped with the skill, because the industry needs what they need from you is a skill for you to be able to solve their problem. Take for example, I own a company, I need a back-end developer, I need a programmer, I need this, I need that. So if you say you're a computer science graduate and you are not able to do any of these things, so what happens? It means that the institution that graduated you did not have my industry in mind.
Wow.
So because you're actually producing for an industry, so what does the industry need? It becomes the core content of your own course. So we need to redesign the content of those courses to be able to, to align with the needs of the industry.
Okay, so you can call us. The number is there on the screen. Talk to Honorable Prince Idomese Ituen, the Honorary Special Advisor to the Governor on Creative Industries. As you have said, the industries, to even have a creative industry, there must be an industry. Where is the industry? Where are the industries?
No. That's
we have a caller here. Oh, hello, good morning. Yes, please, can you be audible? Can you just speak out, please? Okay.
Okay, Adi, you talked about
the industry.
Now, the why the creative industry is ahead of every other sector is that it's not a situated industry. It's not something that is put in one place, like you have a big cement industry and all that. It's a collection of sub-sectors. Take for example, if we have 10,000 people into fashion, we have 20,000 people into films, we have another 10,000 into design, interior design, could be product design, could be theater design. We have another 10,000 into that whole sort of fields here. There's so many of them. It could be books, writing of books, could be storytelling. There's so many of them. And then when we are able to invest in these small sectors or small persons, then we'll be able to form them into what we call clusters.
Clusters.
Yes. Once you form them into clusters, they become a big company. That's why we can say that the fashion cluster in Uyo is valued at 10 billion. In Ikorekben is valued at 80 billion. Because you will look at the turnover within these clusters. The turnover now will be like the sum of the total value of that industry. And I can bet you, if we start today and we have a projection that in the next 6 years we are going to drive 100,000 people, graduates, people who are not graduate, youth at niche, people are believing that everything is going with them. If we have such an ambitious goals, we can harness the potentials in this sector, and it will help steam up the economy. It will help build a middle class. It will be stronger than the economy we have today, because a whole lot of people will have so many people doing nothing, and government cannot also provide for everybody, but government can invest in this sector so that this sector can now become like a steam. We have many markets. I can use it market for example. If you bring 100,000 people who initially were not doing something, and you train them in various sub-sectors.
Can we take this caller? Hello, ma'am. Yeah, good morning. Well, I don't know why you ain't audible and the guests can't hear you. Please, I hope you still have to call back. Okay.
Is there anything we can do about this?
You mean the others are audible, so I'm sure the phone is faulty.
I think we may need to come with a small speaker that will be able to amplify this.
Oh, but this one can't even be amplified because it's not coming up like others.
Okay, so I'm of the opinion that we need to even sensitize people to understand what the creative industry is. If you live here, just read about the UK creative industry.
Okay.
The industry is too big. It's big. Is that I read a publication by one man said, if Nigeria can look at this industry, this particular one, that's their new oil, and that oil is socially inclusive. You see, when oil is drilled, a certain section of the people will have the advantage of what comes out of that sector. You cannot set up an oil company. Some states cannot even set it up. But within the creative industry, it's socially inclusive. A boy from a poor home who is good in music, and you are able to identify the talent on time, can become a billionaire. So it's irrespective of who you are, irrespective of your background. This is the only industry that is socially inclusive. You are a man, you are a woman, irrespective of your position, status, it can accommodate you. And this is one industry that the total effect, it's something that can shadow other industries.
Okay, but how do you also intend to check recklessness? Because if a 15-year-old begins to access billions, millions, hundreds of millions, there's a tendency for vices to creep in.
No, a 15-year-old that is properly trained may behave better than a 30-year-old.
Or possibly there will be guidance, right?
Yes, because like we said, creativity and innovation clubs. What are the contents in that club? 1, your ability to manage resources. 2, your ability to reinvest these resources. 3, your ability to look at things and see what you can add to those things so that they can become better than what they are. So there are so many things, but all would be tailored about having idea and building an entrepreneur. Because once you have an idea and you are able to move this idea to a design to a product or a service, then we'll be able to also teach you to be able to manage the business aspect that will come out of this idea. Do you understand? So that club is business, is to be able to help you have ideas, to come up with something, and on the other side to give you the skill to be able to manage the business that will come out of that idea.
Okay, someone was trying to call us here. I hope we can reach him so that he has a question to ask. And okay, let's see if we can reach him. I actually thought it was a personal call, but he's trying to ask a question, and I hope we can get him to the. Hello, Evangelist Tonieto.
Yeah.
You're on air live. You know, I thought it was a personal call. Okay, so please go ahead. Welcome to the program.
Yeah. Good morning, man of God. And good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, Evangelist.
Just I want to ask, what about those who are gifted, talented, and skillful, and no innovation background? How will you carry them along?
Okay.
That's very good. That's going to be very easy, because initially I was even talking about youth at niche, not talented, not gifted, thinking the world's over for them. That's where my creativity and my team will be brought to bear. But for this, once we're going to come up with a program that will be able to identify creativity and talent in different fields across the states, be it in music, under 13, under 15, be it in furnishing, be it in design, be it in crafts, woodwork. There are a whole lot of them. So we are designing programs that will be able to capture these people. I think the thinking of the governor is to be able to capture them and then invest in them, just like the Chinese people are doing. So there are programs on ground that once they are launched, okay, I can use this opportunity to talk about the World Creativity Day that is coming up on the 27th of April. And that's when we intend to launch the multi-purpose vehicle called Innovate Akwa Ibom. This multi-purpose vehicle is actually designed to bring programs and projects that will identify, one, nurture, two, empower, three, exposed, and market. So it's like in stages. If you are talented, we should be able to create a program that will be able to, for you to be able to come and show that talent. And then from there, it will pick you up. I'm sure we're going to pick a whole lot of them across. The government can then begin to invest.
Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from, please.
My name is Obo Basi. I'm calling from the local government.
Okay, Obo, talk to us.
I want to ask, in this case, because I've heard about the creative industry, and as my honorable has said, I want to know, would it accommodate those people that read political science or that have NCE, but they were not into theater art? I want to know what you have to give them opportunity to, to do, learn one thing or the other, for them to be better off.
Okay. Honorable.
Okay, thank you. The creative industry is not about theater arts. That's why I said that we are coming with the idea of creativity and innovation. Creativity towards art slightly, innovation towards science and technology. But we are going to fuse them. Design is going to be in between them. So if somebody read political science, fine. Political science. There are so many courses that you need to actually look at them before you step into, especially in relation to the world of today. But if somebody read political science out of the university without a work, we can actually give you a skill. We can actually equip you with a skill within a certain period of time, and that the university have already exposed you, but we'll give you a skill that you become relevant in the industry. Our target is to make sure that you are relevant. Whatever you read will not be an issue here. That's why we're going to do a whole lot of trainings. I did, like I said, every country, every state must have a focus. If I'm a rich man, if I'm very, very rich, and have a whole lot of investment, and I have assets, I wouldn't mind if my son goes on to read political science. It's not a big deal. Whether there's work or not, he can actually latch on those things. But if I'm not that rich, Pastor, are you listening?
I'm totally with you.
Then
Because there's a caller here.
I will be interested in what that my son will read. That my son, I will encourage him to read things that are relevant to the world of today.
Wow. Okay, let's see if we can take this caller. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Saidi.
Good morning. This should be our last caller for this morning. Oh, we lost him. Okay.
So like I said, so I will now be interested in what that my son will read. You remember the governor made some statement a few days back. He said, I'm not saying don't read English, please. But if you read English, find something else to do. So that if you are hungry, because this thing does not understand English language, so that thing can help you. And then so that you can even be strong, so that when opportunity to speak English comes, you'll be able to fire. The governor that was a symbolic statement. He was trying to say we have moved to a world of skills that you should be able to equip yourself. But how did you know in English language there are skills? But those skills are not enlightened in our curriculum. There's what we call presentation skill. Yes. But it's not highlighted. But in our school, it is already highlighted. So you can't finish a certain week program without the student being able to do one presentation, and that presentation must be recorded and played back.
Wow. Okay. But we have spent quality time talking about the creative industry in Akwa Ibom State, and I'm sure you know that it's a time well spent, and the Akwa Ibom people would really appreciate the fact that this is a time well spent. You said something about short, medium, and long term. Do you have a vision for a tech hub that as a medium term and or a long term?
Well, what some of the things I'm trying to share with Akwa Ibom people today is actually out of DEX research, out of collaborative engagement, out of explorative exercises that is mine, and a small team that I put together. But we're going to have a brainstorming session sometime before that April 27. We are going to lay this idea once again on the table. We're going to subject SEM to analysis, and then we'll come out with a strategic model. That model will now be handed over to the government on the 27th of April during the World Creativity Day. In that model, there are projections. In that model, there are timelines. In that model, there are activities. In that model, there are programs. In that model, there are projects. And then all of them is tied to how each and every of those programs will affect the economy and the people of Akwa Ibom State. And then, once we start, this is a sector that normally doesn't attract a whole lot of investment from outside the country. So once we start, we expect that some of these investment will start coming in. And it's my belief, I've tried something before in the area of football. I met somebody in Bulgaria from Anambra State, and he said people are not interested in investing in football and things like that. And it was a challenge. I came, and it started D2 and FC. We have over 40 football academies in Akwa Ibom, and they're doing very well. They're doing very well. And so if it's about the young people, because why I'm so interested is that the creative industry is socially inclusive. The poor must be given an opportunity. It's not their fault. You can come from a family that is not well to do, but that's not your fault. But it's the duty of government, because government is just like we selecting few to be able to superintend over our resources. So the government now has the responsibility to be able to reach out to those who are
To incorporate everybody.
everybody, especially the downtrodden. And this sector, I tell you, is the only sector that cover that vista to be able to help those guys out.
Okay, let's leave it here today, hoping that next time you come, possibly before the World Creativity Day, we will be talking about key sectors that you will be placing premium on.
Sure.
Honorary Special Advisor to the Governor on Creative Industry, Prince Idon Ituen, has been our studio guest this morning. We leave it here. Next time we'll gather, we'll talk more. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you.
Okay, so we leave it here. Up next is the press. Bright Solution is here. I'm sure he will also use that occasion to tell you about one or two things. Football match that took place. Manchester City have progressed to the next round as the quarter-final of the Champions League. Ditto for Real Madrid. They join Bayern Munich and the other team into the last 8 of the competition. My name is ID James. I leave it here. See you on the river.